Hey guys, hope everyone's well. It's your boy M.K.S. back here with another video. This is one of my, I tried to put in the title about the East India Company and my imaginations for creating basically the M.K.S. East India Company and my imaginations for this idea which to create. The East India Company, for those who might not know, was a company which was set up by the British and it sort of created the empire. But as an anti-imperialist, I thought it would be great if it was recreated, this time for the benefit of India itself, possibly run by the Indian government. So I'd love to be able. Sometimes I think, imagine if I could re-register it now in India, but this time for the benefit of India itself, and promoting Indian things like Indian songs and startups, SMEs, social enterprises, and general projects. All about next Saturday and Sunday onwards, every possible Saturday and Sunday, I hope to make videos about SMEs for India, or things like that, or social enterprise fit for India, startups fit for India, and things like that. So, in other words, supporting startups and social enterprises generally, and things like that, and SMEs in India to help them to grow and things like that. So to me, it's like an ironic kind of justice. But there were many there were at least two East India companies. I think there was one East Africa company. So I'm hoping. I thought it'd be a bit of fun to sort of talk about my dreams and ideas for those sorts of things. Sometimes I get a bit. I don't know if it's going to get bored or I just get overexcited. I suppose that's contradicting myself, but anyway. So I want to say that I rushed to try and get my idea out or my video out, but so I'm hoping to make as many versions of this as possible for the East India Company for India, the East Indies Company, which I think was run by the Dutch, which was, I think, the biggest company actually in history. It was probably even bigger than the one that was run by Britain, but that was that was a company which controlled trade between Indian. I think it was mainly Indonesia and all across Asia, like the spice trade and things like that. So I'd love in the future to re-register these companies, but this time in to benefit countries that, like, say for instance, countries that were colonized by the Dutch, or countries that were colonized by Britain, and especially India. And then there could be like an East Africa company which I made these sort of groups on Facebook as well, but I hope that they will benefit those countries. For instance, an East Africa business company could be to help East African countries specifically to network and trade with each other and support each other in areas like technology and things like that. And in the case of India, like I say, I dreamed to register this company. In the past, I sort of wanted to take some of the profits, or even set up this company which would take half the profits and give the other half to India. But now I wish to be a philanthropist and an anti-imperialist and stuff like that, and live quite frugally, kind of, in spite of my holding. I dream for this to pretty much all be for the benefit of India, benefit especially the poor in India, and like my fellow dyslexics in India, and working on projects exciting. I hope they're quite exciting anyway. But I find my own imagination, as scary as it can be, quite exciting and all that, and interesting. Like, imagine if India invested in dyslexics and saw that dyslexics have strengths that they can contribute, and could support dyslexics in India, myself as well, and talk about the awareness of famous dyslexics, so people in India could find out about famous dyslexics and invest in and encourage their dyslexic students, and also generally supporting Indian projects, as I said before, sorry, and also like songs, singers, the movie industry, and things like that. So the East India Company could be set up to promote India and be a brand for India, and an ambassador and things like that. All the ideas I have for technology, I wish to help use to support Africa. So in the case of India, I wish to support other projects, but especially support the poor and women, female entrepreneurs, say female singers and female writers, say entrepreneurs, females in politics, girls to get good education and things like that. So yeah, I hope to make quite a few videos about the East India Company and possibly do a bit of research and find out a bit more. I think I've read a little bit on Wikipedia. I've talked before about how I don't like reading much, but I found out a little bit about the East India Company. I think it'd be quite interesting as well if another group I'd love to support in India is my fellow Anglo-Indians as well. And I think it'd be interesting if Anglo-Indians were largely involved, because the East India Company was like between Britain and India. But although I think the British made almost all the benefits and the Indians did all the work, but I think it'd be interesting if India could benefit from this to make up for that fact historically. But as I say, I'm hoping to make many titles like that about the East India Company and on different days, possibly focus on different facts or different information about India, like different the companies and the brands and the different like Indian YouTubers, supporting Indian YouTubers and projects, Indian brands and things like that. Even like my alliterations and how I like to, and my patterns and habits about how I like to do different things on different days. Like on Monday, it could be like things that begin with M, like the Indian movie industry, like Bollywood, and how we can perhaps support it, market it, and all that, and help them to grow, and also music and things like that. But also business, enterprise, and all that, to help India to make more money and to grow financially and things like that, perhaps. And Tuesdays could be about similar stuff, but about banking and business and stuff like that. And Wednesday could be about Indian writers, especially women writers, and supporting girls with education and helping them to become writers and things like that. And Thursdays could be about listening to Indian people sharing their dreams and goals and all that. And Tuesdays and Thursdays could also both be about supporting Indian YouTubers. Friday could be about Indian food and cuisine and things like that. And Saturdays about like listening to what people in India think about ethics, or the ethics of people from India, and also like about, as I said, SME, social enterprise fit for India, and startups fit for India and things like that, and SMEs for India. As I say, supporting their singers, their songwriters, and other such projects like that. Anyhow, I'd love to know what you think about this video, dear Ask, and I wonder if I hope someone out there finds it interesting the way I think, and my quirky habits. I know I keep repeating that, but especially I hope to share this with people from India, especially like on some of the Facebook groups I made and things like that, which is generally where I share my YouTube videos. Yeah, so I think that covers all. I can't really think of much else to say, but if you can share any, if you would like to ask any questions in the comments about the East India Company, or I suppose to be fair, you could probably Google a lot of that info, but I'd love to have your shares of any information or interesting facts you can find about the East India Company. Please post them in the comments below. And I think I'm gonna give this wrap this video up. Sorry, call it a night. Peace and love.